Whether you're a Kentucky fan, a Murray State fan, or neither, this is going to blow your mind.
This is what causes derealization, I think. This is what makes you think you're in a simulation.
First, I want you to answer this question. Have you ever seen Kentucky and Murray State on the same court together? Not for a game, because they've never played.
That is so wild they've never played.
Never played.
But what if it's not because they're two different teams? What if they're the same team split across two different timelines? Or as it's known around my house, the Adam Chiles effect.
Do you guys remember Adam Chiles?
I do.
Ballard?
Yeah. I played on the same travel team as his little brother Josh.
Okay. I did Bellarmine basketball camp with his brother.
There you go. Yeah, Josh Chiles. Shout out Louisville Raiders.
In 2004, Adam Chiles transferred from Kentucky to Murray State. And ever since then, things have been creepy.
In the last 20 seasons, Murray State and Kentucky have had the same record, either overall, regular season, or conference, 11 times.
And they've been within a game of each other 6 times.
17 of 20 seasons.
They've had the same record.
Nearly the same exact record.
When Kentucky is great, Murray State is great. When Kentucky is mid, Murray State is mid. When they're bad, they're bad. When one team changes a coach, the other one usually does right around the same time.
It's not like perfect, but they're like the same team in different fonts. Like
the OVC versus the SEC.
Yeah.
And every time I go through this, I'm greeted with the same response. Like I either get a meme sent at me about touching grass, or somebody brings up the fact that I'd have too much free time on my hands. That's not the case. I promise by the end of it, they're usually startled. So I'm going to take you through every season from 2004 to 2025 real fast and just show you how insane this thing is. Please do me a favor, guys, real quick. Please hit subscribe. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by sometime this summer. So please hit that subscribe button. Help me out. It'll help us keep making content like this. So if you're ready, buckle up. Here we go. In 2004, Adam Chiles transfers from Kentucky to Murray State. They both only lose 3 games after the start of conference play. Murray State goes 28-6. Kentucky goes 27-5.
In 2005, they both go 28-6. In 2006, they both make the NCAA tournament. First round game, 69-65 and 69-64.
All right.
They're both eliminated from the tournament by 4-point losses. In 2007, they both have 7 conference losses. And Murray State had a new coach, Billy Kennedy.
In 2008, Kentucky gets a new coach, Billy Gillespie.
They both finished second in the conference. And their final records are 18-13. And then here's where it starts to get really weird.
If you remember, that was the year that the SEC tournament had the tornado hit Atlanta. They moved the games to Georgia Tech. Kentucky's winning by 2, and this guard for Georgia named Zach Swansea hits a turnaround 3 that beats Kentucky. I mean, a few other weird things. That was with like 1.2 seconds left.
Yep.
And we still had some like weird stuff that happened. Perry Stevenson tried
blocks a free throw.
Yeah. But bookmark that. 2008, Zach Swansea for Georgia hits a game-winning 3 in the first conference tournament game Kentucky played in that year.
In 2009, same record, 19-12. In 2010, Kentucky started the season versus Morehead State, and Murray State ended the season versus Morehead State. They each won their conference tournament, and the final record for Murray State was 31-5 with 1 conference loss. The final record for Kentucky, 35-3 with 2 conference losses. In 2011, Murray State's record was 22-8, and Kentucky's was 22-8. But that's not even close to the creepiest part of the 2011 season.
Murray State, in their first conference tournament game, goes up against Tennessee Tech, where Georgia transfer Zach Swansea now plays. And he hits a game-winning 3 to beat Murray State in their first conference tournament game. That is
pretty nutty.
That's wild.
The odds of that happening have to be so slim.
Then
I can't get away from him.
That's Lincoln Kennedy
think
stuff.
like that is insanity. That if it stopped right there, that would be pretty crazy.
Especially pre-transfer portal era.
Exactly.
Just the chances of
because you had to sit out a year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and he beats Kentucky and Murray State on game-winning 3s in the first conference tournament game for both schools. That's wild.
And it gets way weirder than that. In 2012, Murray State has the best season in school history.
You know who won the national championship that year?
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Murray State's only conference loss came from a team from Nashville. That was Tennessee State. And Kentucky's only conference loss came from a team in Nashville, Vanderbilt. They both played a team from Nashville in their conference championship. Murray State beat Tennessee State. Kentucky lost to Vanderbilt.
Their final records that season, Murray State 29-1, Kentucky 30-1. So they're both like on the way up, right? So you think this would just continue? They
Both just riding the same wave. Murray State and Kentucky both played Auburn that year. Murray State actually beat them by 20. Kentucky beat Auburn by 10. For Murray State, it was a loss to a team in Nashville that eliminated them from the NCAA tournament. That was Belmont. Kentucky also lost to a team from Nashville that eliminated them from the NCAA tournament. That was Vanderbilt.
Kentucky 21-10, Murray State 20-9. They both have 6 conference losses. So they're just going up and down the exact same way. They're
Same flow.
2014, it just continues to get weird. First off, they both lost 11 games.
Kentucky, though, goes to the NCAA tournament, goes on a run, plays Connecticut in the championship game.
Right.
Murray State was invited to something called the CIT, the College Insiders Tournament.
Murray State goes on a run in the CIT to play a team from Connecticut, Yale,
who they actually would beat. There you go, 2014 CIT champs, and of course, I got a little piece of the net after that win.
In 2015, it's a season of heartbreak. Kentucky goes undefeated, and for the second time in their history, Murray State goes undefeated in conference play.
Something Kentucky had not done in over a decade, and it just so happened to line up with when Murray State did it. What the hell? In the game that eliminated Murray State from the NCAA tournament was a heartbreaking loss to Belmont on a 3 at the top of the key, in a game where there was an issue with the shot clock operator. How crazy is that? Because, of course, Kentucky lost a very similar way.
Belmont is like the Wisconsin of the OVC. They were. I don't know how to explain
People
it.
just have to take your word on it.
Yeah. Just if you just watch them play, you might.
The way long-time coaches too, at the same time that have
True.
been there forever. Like
Good point.
There's some similarities there.
All
A
right.
lot of white guys shooting threes. Yep.
That's what I was. Yeah, kind of what I was thinking.
In 2016, Murray State got a new coach, Matt McMahon, and that's only weird because of what we found out later. This was sort of the beginning of a new era of Cal, where he no longer went to Final Fours.
The
Turn
Cal
the
that
page.
doesn't the Cal that doesn't make Final Fours.
Yeah.
Oh, and how about this one? Kentucky was led by a player named Murray. So there's also that one.
All right, you might be reaching a little
I'm
bit
reaching a little bit there, but all right.
In 2017, Murray State's streak of winning seasons, something the program was very proud of, ended. How long was the streak? 30 years. The very next season, Kentucky's streak of three-pointers made in a game ended. How long was that streak? 30 years. Murray State won their conference tournament by beating a team from Tennessee. Kentucky won their conference tournament by beating a team from Tennessee. And I made sure to get a piece of that net also from Evansville, Indiana. Murray State won 26 games. Kentucky won 26 games. In 2019, John Morant and Tyler Hero are both stars, and they both end up getting rap songs made about them. The Tyler Hero song from Jack Harlow came out in 2020, and then My Life from J. Cole came out in 2021. But in 2019, Murray State lost to Auburn by 5. Kentucky lost to Auburn by 6. The final record for Murray State, 25-4, 16-2 in the OVC. Kentucky, 26-5, 15-3 in the SEC.
Then in 2020, Evansville had 9 wins in 2019-2020. Do you know who 2 of them were?
Oh, Murray State, Kentucky.
That's what? But they both were good. Kentucky and Murray State were both good. They both went 15-3 in conference.
The last loss of the season for Murray State that year was to a team from Tennessee, and the last loss for Kentucky that year was to a team from Tennessee.
2021, Murray State went 10-10 in conference. Kentucky went 8-9 in conference. So when they both sucked during COVID, when I really needed them to give me something to distract myself with.
They both had bad seasons. They both lost their first conference tournament game. It was something Kentucky had not done since 2013, and it was something Murray State had not done since 2014. I mean, does it just... In 2022, they both bounced back. Murray State re-entered the top 25. Kentucky re-entered the top 25. Murray State lost to Auburn while the Tigers were ranked 12th. Kentucky was ranked 12th when they lost to Auburn.
And here is where it's set up, finally, for these 2 parallel timelines to finally cross. They're both playing in Indianapolis. Kentucky is the 2 seed. Murray State is the 7.
Which is 7 seed for Murray State. That's a good seed.
It's a great seed.
It's the second best seed they've ever had. and they're playing a really good Todd Golden coached San Francisco team that they beat in overtime. So
I just wanted 2 days to be on the other side of this, to be a Murray State grad who could talk some trash to BBN and see what it's like to be on the other side of it. It's not allowed to happen. For some reason, it's not allowed to happen.
what happens to Murray State? They also lose to St. Peter's. So as a Kentucky fan and a Murray State grad, I should have a St. Peter's tattoo. I feel like something
Brutal.
like
That is brutal.
it by St. Peter's. I think has 3 NCAA tournament wins in their history, and 2 of them are Murray State and Kentucky.
Well, and also Purdue. So
Thank goodness.
They-
Thank God for Purdue.
They can join the group.
2023, Murray State gets a new coach, Steve Prohm. That sets up for the last part of this that is crazy. In 2024,
The guy whose best coaching year of his career was 2011 to 2012 at Kentucky, John Calipari, leaves. The following year, the guy whose best season ever was 2011-2012 at Murray State, Steve Prohm, leaves.
UK and Murray State have never played each
Never played.
other.
As much as I love this and TJ loves this,
It is creepy when you add all that stuff up, and I think a secret sauce, Roush, is if Kentucky's ever struggling, get Murray State good.
I just feel like these 2 teams have to play. Kentucky's beaten every collegiate program in the state of Kentucky except for Murray State and I think Alice Lloyd. If this game does happen, it can't be Murray State going to Rupp Arena. These 2 teams were about ready to meet on a neutral floor. And since it was Kentucky who didn't hold up their end of the bargain, I think they need to go make a trip down Western Kentucky Parkway. If you don't want this to be a regular season game, fine. We can keep these 2 teams separated as far as NCAA official records go. But I feel like Western Kentucky gets left out of a lot of stuff. Like, no one ever, like, they've had tornadoes. They had one hit recently. Of course, they had the one in 2021 that was really devastating.
Yeah.
So here's an opportunity for Kentucky, the Commonwealth's team, to travel to Murray, play them at their place, have an open gym. Fans can come in, see the players warm up, and have it be this big event that has it raised money for disasters, whether they've already happened or the ones that are coming.
go ahead and get ahead of it. Why do we have to wait for the disaster to happen before we? So I'm just saying, like,
A pre-disaster relief
yeah, just have it ready to go.
for future disasters yet to be determined.
Yes,
Exhibition charity game.
because
Rolls off the tongue.
It's a chance to take the big blue nation, this big Kentucky brand, and bring it to parts of the state where it can benefit the local economies. Every year, Kentucky should play an exhibition game against one of the 6 Division I mid-majored schools in the state. So you could go to Northern Kentucky and play them. You go to Bowling Green and play Western Kentucky. You go to Richmond and play EKU. I remember when Kentucky would come to Louisville and play a game at Freedom Hall. That was like my one chance as a kid to watch Kentucky play in person. They were no longer just guys on my TV screen. I got to see them.
strategy. This is how you get those kids who are 6, 7, 8 years old who live in parts of the state that where they don't get to go to Rupp Arena for college just because it's quite a drive. And you get them, and they get to go to an open gym, and they get to see.
Get them hooked.
You get them hooked, and then you know what they're doing? They're going to the University of Kentucky when they turn 18.
Good point.
And then when they make a lot of money, they're giving back to the university. But if you just keep thinking about the short-term dollars, then you're going to forget that, you're trying to connect to a fan base.
Or we just wait for these 2 teams to be set up to play each other again in the NCAA tournament.
Probably be the best way to get UK's attention.
Right.
It's just like hang a banner on the campus being
Never lost to
never
Kentucky.
defeated by Kentucky.
There you go.